For Clippers Live, presented by Nissan. Well, we heard Serge Ibaka tell Christina Payne post-game, we knew we had to come out, be aggressive. This is a young team. We kind of have to meet their energy. And so we saw the aggressive Clipper posture early, padded that lead. It was nice and healthy by the time they got to halftime. But the antics continued because these kids put up a fight. So Kawhi Leonard probably spent more time in that fourth quarter than you would have liked. But the Clippers keep the win streak alive as you're seeing Corey McGaddy in downtown Los Angeles. It's another W for the Clippers. I guess what I liked most of all is we kind of pour into this box score. This was a different way to win the game. We've gotten used to these Clippers shooting from deep and just destroying teams. They didn't have that going on tonight, so we got a different look as they damaged the paint.
Well, overall, when I look at this, the stat sheet, you know, Serge Ibaka said one thing in the press conference, practicing good habits. And if you look at their defense, they did a great job of understanding it. They didn't shoot the three particularly well, 10 for 13. But the way they moved the basketball, the way that they were basically brought a lot of energy on the defensive end, it allowed them to generate a lot of transition points. When you have more transition points, you're able to get into your transition offense and allows more downhill play, meaning drives to the basket. We saw that they attacked. They really took advantage, Jeannie, inside with the Clippers bigs in Ivica Zubac and Serge Ibaka tonight. So they knew exactly what they wanted to do, but they were very detailed about doing it.
Yeah, especially early on inside. So kudos to OKC who went in at half and made some adjustment. But you know what? There's nothing you can do about Kawhi Leonard. You could sit in that locker room for days, weeks, months, years. He's unstoppable.
Well, again, at the stat, he's 10 for 21 he had 31 points again, back-to-back 30-point games. He got to the foul line. I love getting to the foul line, 10 for 10. But before you know it, like, he had 16 points, and then it's just like, how did Kawhi get 31 points? Because he stayed patient. He played within the offense. The ball movement got back to Kawhi. They ran a lot of plays, a couple of down screens for Kawhi to get to that low post. But when he shoot the basketball, I mean, he was 1 for 7 for the three. But he attacked the basket. That's what you want from your star player. If you're not shooting the three very well, if you're not really getting to your spot, you attack the basket. He did that, getting to the line. But right here, I love when he took advantage of the smaller defenders in that low post. That is his signature shot, to get down the mid-post, take advantage of that, look over the defense, pass, make some passes to his teammates, but he continues to do it every single game.
That's why he's our Carmack's highlight of the night. No, by the way, he had 8 rebounds in there as well. So it's a superstar that's not afraid to roll up the sleeves and get in there and get dirty like he has to. And speaking of getting down and dirty, the defense, what did you think of the Clippers' D tonight?
I love their defense.
Okay, there we go.
I love it. I mean, it's even better. I thought at times last year they had good defense, but this year is totally different. It's a lot more continuity. You can tell that they're talking a lot. And when you talk about your defense, it has to be a lot of communication on the floor. And if we look at this video, you see more communication. You see the team playing with a lot of energy. Right now, it's you help the helper. Nicholas Batum gets beat a little bit off the dribble. He goes back and get a shot block. Kawhi Leonard takes his time. There you go again. Nicholas Batum. He's in the play. There's Nicholas Batum again with another block. They knew exactly. I'm just going to keep saying his name again. Nicholas Batum gets another block. Look at Serge Ibaka and Luke Kennard right now patrolling the paint. Kawhi Leonard gets the steal, but they just did a great job. And I love this right here. Well, let's talk about this. The first play starts with the switch. Marcus Morris is communicating early to Kawhi Leonard. Right now, if that backdoor cut happens, you have Paul George waiting in the back, Genie. Good individual defense right there by Marcus Morris, and a great stunt by Luke Kennard to force Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to make a play. Right again, Serge Ibaka takes his time. He plays individual defense. Again, right here starts with Marcus Morton digging, taking a stunt. Luke Kennard sees the play, gets a deflection, and forces his team to attack with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Great individual defense again, Serge Ibaka recognized the play, and Kawhi Leonard is waiting. If it's the pass in the corner, he takes the play. But they made the pass to that half-court area, and he gets the play. He stops the basketball. It's just great individual defense by every single player on the floor, and that's what you like. I know Coach Ty Lue would show that defensive sequence in their film session because that's what you want. You want everyone to get in on the defense and play the right way.
5 blocks in that first quarter. So the defense situations, just getting to know each other out there on the court, getting to know the systems that Ty wants to run, and then having trust in each other. Yeah,
it's really about trust on the defensive end. Now, if a person drives a blow by, you want to know that your second line of defense,
you got me.
Your second line of defense is there to help you. And during that last sequence of the film, you saw if a person got beat off the dribble, the next man up was waiting for that defensive or offensive player to make a mistake. And if you pass the basketball out, they're denying or digging. When you dig, you make that stunt.
3 quarters. And, you know, one thing about this team is they always compete, and there's always individual accountability. And I like this. So, yes, I was texting with Billy Crystal during the game, and he was glowing about Oklahoma City and how hard they're playing, and they got, you know, they cut it down to 10 points. I said because they compete always. Yeah, and sometimes you're competing from within a hole, which is what the Thunder dug themselves in that first quarter. We mentioned 36-18 at the end of one, but that isn't the only problem. Look at that number, 64%, Nancy, from the floor for the Clippers. Some of that is that they were just silly good because some of those shots, especially their threes, there was a hand in their face and they still made it. You know, you have to remember, you know, we talked about their last 10 games where they have been averaging 114 or so points a game. They're #1 during that stretch in offensive efficiency. And you can see it. Their spacing, the shots that they get. Coaches will always bark at you about, you know, contesting shots. You shoot a lower percentage when you are contesting shots or your shot is being contested. They move the ball so well. You got to give Ty Lue some credit because he's done a good job. Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, the Thunder did start to get back into it. They began to chip away, and we look at there. That's what we said, 88 points in the final 3 quarters. They won those final 3, 88-84. And the numbers for the Thunder, good in those quarters. The shooting percentage, great. The three-point percentage, really high. Low turnovers. Not much to dislike about that. Well, I mean, these 2 panels that we just put up, it's important to note because we're visual people, even as athletes and as coaches, but now we can put it to tape, watch film. That's the one thing that they'll get, and they'll even have an opportunity probably to do some sort of a practice. You know, not a very physical practice tomorrow, but just work on the closeouts. Where did they hurt us? Was it on first, you know, on the initial side? Was it on second side action? And you've said it before, this team knows how to make adjustments. Yeah, they definitely do that, and they started to. Second quarter, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got things going just a little bit and then kept them going. Finished with 30 on the night, but we saw him just sort of get the eye of the tiger there in that second quarter, Nancy. He was unbelievable. He has incredible understanding of angles, body control, finishing with left or right hand. You know, I started to say to you guys, the way he operates is he starts, he stops, then he makes the defense stop, and then Dort is so physical, and the outside shot is just opened up his game. This 3-point shot, it's if I were coaching a younger player now, I'd say get yourself an outside shot, and then all this other stuff will avail itself to you. It's amazing because the other team has to be going, they're not that familiar with him yet. They're like, wait, what? He does it all? What's going on with this guy? Lou Dort getting it done tonight again. Again, too little, too late for a Thunder team, which got in a deep hole in that first quarter. Let's take you back out to the Chesapeake Energy Arena. Chris Fisher, Michael Cade standing by. They're going to help us wrap it up, guys.
Thank you, John. Well, we knew coming into this game just how good this L.A. Clippers team is. There was very little margin for error, and that first quarter deficit, as they alluded to, Mike, that was just a little bit much to overcome. But throughout the course of the game, when you look at this box score, the Thunder lose by 14 points, and you look at how many more free throws that the Clippers made, 14 more free throws than the Thunder. That was a big difference in this one.
You're right.